YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'll be reviewing the Nigerian movie Breath of Life, which is currently on Prime Video. So this movie follows on the life of a young man, Timi. So Timi happens to be a very intelligent young man who was living in England, so to become the very first African clergyman in the Church of England, and just talks about how brilliant he is and how he speaks 16 different languages, and how he writes the Bible in different languages for fun. So just all of that jazz, just talking about this young man, just introducing us into who Timi is. And he meets this lady, he gets married to her, they have a daughter, and he starts up his family. So he now decides to move back to Nigeria to give back to his community, to continue his life there in Nigeria. So in returning back, everything is calm, everything is quiet, peaceful, blissful. He's just living a simple life with his family. So tragedy now befalls him when he and his family falls into the hands of a local thug, and in so doing, this drastically affects his life, affects the life of his family, and this in turn changes Timi's perception, changes his faith, his beliefs, his ideologies. The film introduces Elijah. So Elijah comes into Timi's life, changes his life, help him rediscover his faith and his purpose. So that's basically the movie in a nutshell. I didn't want to give too much away. It is a very, very beautiful movie with an amazing storyline which explores on the subject of faith, faith in God, or faith in whatever you believe in, a higher power and all of that. So it delves very, very heavily on faith. The movie was written and directed by baby Sasore, and it was produced by Eku Edewor. This movie is an Amazon Prime Video original film. So I'll now talk about the cast in this movie. First cast would be Timi. So we have the younger version of Timi, who was played by Adedamola Adedoyin. I don't think I've seen this man act such a very captivating role before, and he was able to interpret the emotions of young Timi. He tapped into it very, very well. Especially there was a part in the movie where after all that had happened, he was trying to deal with it the only way he knew how to, and he was trying to kill himself several times, trying to poison himself, do this one, do that one, do that. You could see the pain, you could see the agony he was going through. And this young Timi was, he although he didn't get a lot of screen time, he really implanted the Timi character, which the older version had to portray. So the young version of Timi was played very, very well. Honestly, like, you could tell that this man is a brilliant actor, and he was able to interpret his roles very, very well. Then on the other end, we get the older version of Timi, who was played by Wale Ojo. So the older version of Timi, considering all he had gone through, the injustice that had happened to him and all of that, so he was so angry, he was very bitter, he was so hateful, he didn't care about anything, he didn't care about anybody. You could see the despair, you could see the pain, you could see the agony in his face, in his actions, and all of that till he ends up meeting Elijah, who sort of changes him for the better, who peels up all these layers of pain, of anguish, and brings out the fun, happy side of Timi. So next person I'm talking about would be Elijah. So Elijah was played by Chimezie Imo. This guy is amazing. Chimezie Imo has been one of these actors that you see in different movies, but in this movie he really cemented that yes, he's indeed here to stay, and he really acted his role very, very, very well. So his character was this shy, timid, quiet, humble guy. He's very warm, he's very sweet, he's very loving, and you get to see that in this movie. And he is also somebody that is dealing with asthma. So he thinks, so he's when he's nervous, when he's uncomfortable in certain situations, you see him asking for breath and using his inhaler and all of that. So Elijah is a person that comes into Timi's life and sort of gives him a reason to have a change of heart, gives him a reason to find his purpose, gives him a reason to want to live again. He acted a very naive, charming role. He was a very spiritual guy. He was just trying to preach the word of God. He was trying to build up the church, get the church up and running and whatnot. So yeah, so Elijah was a fantastic actor. Then next you get to see Anna. So Anna was played by Genevieve Ume. She happens to be Elijah's girlfriend. No, she was a nurse. She worked as a volunteer nurse at the hospital there. So that was where Elijah met him. So unlike Elijah, Anna is very outspoken. She's very audacious. She says what she feels. She's very expressive. So in certain scenes in the movie where you would see that she is the one that does or says things Elijah can't as well. You see, she stood up to her dad when he was trying to, take away the church from Elijah. She stood up to him. She even confronted Timi in regards to helping Elijah. So she's very outspoken, she's very bold, she's very cunning as well. She's someone that was also trying to turn Elijah into a bad guy, was trying to make him deviate from his faith a little bit. No, she was trying to turn Elijah into a bad boy. But all of that, I really enjoyed watching her on screen. I really enjoyed their chemistry, their bond. It seemed very genuine, it seemed very sweet, it seemed very cute to watch. When Anna, Elijah and Timi, they all started having a sort of bond, a friendship, like it was very, very warming to see all that unfold. So next character in the movie I'll be talking about would be Bridget. So Bridget was the wife of Timi. She was played by Eku Edewor. Although we didn't get a lot of screen time from her, she acted her role very well. The polished wife, just got back from England. She was always there to support her husband. She was very sweet. She was a very sweet character. So other faces you get to see in this movie, you get to see Sam Dede. So Sam Dede played Chief Okonkwo. So Chief Okonkwo happens to be Anna's dad, and of course he doesn't want his daughter to have anything to do with a low class wannabe houseboy pastor guy person. So he is very strict, he's very stern. So he acted the role that Sam Dede would typically act, just that he didn't have a gun in this movie. So it was nice seeing his face on screen. And somebody else you get to see Tina Umba. So Tina Umba played Mama Ayos. She was one of the members of the church. She didn't really have a lot to say, but it was just nice seeing her there, like a troublemaker church member with a sharp mouth. So it was nice seeing her also. Then we also get to see Bimbo Manuel, who played Mr. Coker. He was Mr. Timi's lawyer. So yeah, he acted his role very, very well, although his role didn't have a lot of depth to it. Then last person I'll talk about would be Babyface, who was the local thug in this movie. He was just there to cause mayhem and to just cause havoc and just be a nuisance basically. So he acted his role very well. And Chidozie Sambaza was one who played Babyfire. So he was very annoying, very in your face. He was like the bully of the town, and it was only Timi that was able to stand up to him, thinking that in standing up to him, like justice would be served. But corruption still reared its ugly head and things went how it went. So that's that about the cast in a nutshell. And honestly, everybody acted well, everybody delivered on their performance very, very, very well, honestly. But I would say like the people that stood out for me the most were Timi, both the older version and the younger versions of Timi, as well as Elijah really, really would carry you on a journey of your emotions. Like you would feel every emotion in this movie. You would feel happy, you will feel sad, you feel angry. There are moments you'll be laughing, there are moments you'll be smiling, there are moments you'll be upset. Like this movie will take you on a journey of different emotions. The movie emphasizes on faith, that faith is basically a journey of self-discovery, spiritual growth, and faith is something you have to work on alone. Starting from the movie, you get that Timi is a very, very spiritual man. He was someone that was ready to spread and preach the word. And when what happened to his family, you could see how I think it made him wonder, like, why would bad things happen to good people? Why would bad things happen to me when I'm a child of God, sort of thing? So he took laws into his own hands and he went ahead to kill Babyfire, and in return he killed his faith, he killed his purpose, and he was just like a lost cause. He was just a shadow of himself. He was just living without purpose, living without joy. He was just a different person. Faith is very, very fundamental to every person, and you could see how with Elijah, his faith was so powerful that it was able to affect Timi. It was able to bring certain aspects of Timi back into him. There was a scene where, you know, I think they were talking, I've forgotten what the conversation was about, and Timi mentioned God, and Elijah was so surprised, like he was happy, he was dancing, like, oh, you just said God, because Timi mentioned to Elijah that he should not say God in his house, he should not say anything about God. But for Timi to open his mouth and say God unknowingly was something that was amusing, and he was so happy to hear. And yeah, so also we get to see the theme of love. So the theme of love in this movie was, you could see that in the husband-wife love between Timi and his wife Bridget, you know, the love of a father and his daughter, you know, with him and his daughter. You also see the theme of love come into play with Timi and Elijah. Like at first the relationship they had was more of an employer-employee work relationship, but as time goes on, you get to see from the whole reading newspapers to him, they'll start having conversations and just start interacting and all of that. So you could see how the bond between the two of them was so powerful that, you know, Timi was able to sacrifice himself. And also the love romance budding between, you know, Anna and Elijah was also very cute to see. So it just shows how love can bring joy, can bring fulfillment, and how it can also bring sorrow. Love is a very, very powerful emotion, as will come into play in this movie. There's a theme of resilience, there's a theme of hard work, theme of pain, there's a theme of loss, you know, theme of grief, there's a theme of hope, sacrifice, forgiveness. Like there's so much that you will get to learn, there's so much morals you get to pick from this movie. So, and I would also be talking about scenes that stood out for me. The first one would be where Timi, you know, went back to the church, finding his faith back. You know, he was begging and praying to God to help him save Elijah, you know, that he would sacrifice himself and all of that. So it was very, very powerful seeing that scene because of the journey he had been on, you know, everything he stood for, he went against sort of thing, but now coming back to seek grace and seek mercy from the Lord was also very, very powerful to see. Another scene would be where Timi was riding the bicycle with Elijah. That scene was so funny to see. Like you see how free, how happy, how, you know, at ease Elijah felt. It was like he was coming back alive sort of thing. And another scene would also be where Elijah was sitting out of Anna's house after their big fight, you know, and he was just waiting for her friend to ask her to forgive him and stuff, that he spent the night outside, you know, he was drenched in rain and stuff. So like there were a lot of very, very memorable scenes in this movie. Another scene would be, you know, the scene where Elijah was being taught how to drive a car by Timi, and Timi was just doing this and calling him names and hitting him and doing this one, doing that one, doing that one. Like the movie is a feel-good movie. The movie is very, very warm, but the movie will get you in touch with your emotions. And if you're somebody that is very, very emotional, you're going to be crying a lot in this movie, because I watched the movie with my sister and she was just tearing up anyhow. So overall, I would say the movie is very, very interesting. The movie is a good watch. It's a good watch, honestly. Like the ending wasn't surprising because obviously something must give, you get, but all in all, storytelling was done nicely. The costume that was using or trying to take us back in time was also very, very cool to see all these like furnitures, artifacts, cars and whatnot. So everything blended up pretty well. At the end of the day, you can see Timi later found his purpose because he had lost it with what had happened to him, but when he was able to save, you know, sacrifice himself for Elijah, he was able to find his purpose back. He was able to let go of the pain and let go of the hurt, because they sort of had like a father-son bond. They sort of had this friendship, this bond that was very, very nice to see. Don't get me wrong, there are certain things where you'd be very, very upset with Timi, you'd be very, very upset with the way he's treating Elijah, and there are certain things where you feel like Elijah could have done something, he could have said this, he could have done that. But all in all, I feel like the message of the movie was passed. So if you watched this movie Breath of Life, it tell me down in the comment section your thoughts about the movie. Who is your favorite cast in this movie? For me, it would definitely be Elijah. I liked Elijah's character very much. I'll give this movie a 7/10. If you're yet to watch the movie, just check it out. It's on Prime Video, so I'll link my other movie reviews in the description and in the cards above. So Amazon Prime movie Breath of Life, check it out. It's a nice one. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any movie recommendations or you would like me to do a review on, please leave it down in the comments below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.